Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the Wendy Inspire channel. Thank you for joining our Happy Being Me village where everyone belongs. So no matter who you are or how you are welcomed here in the Happy Being Me village. What I want to talk about today is how to protect ourselves as well as our loved ones from potential fraud, potential threats, and identity theft. Identity theft is at an all-time high. So there's a few things. I'm going to offer 6 pointers as far as little things that we can do to protect ourselves and our loved ones. So the first thing is most of us have played the lottery. I think the last one was $380 million. The majority of Americans play the lottery. They say that the chances of winning aren't very high, but most of us want to win. We play our lottery and we try to hope that we win the prizes. One of the scams that the fraudster has is called a lottery scam, or they might have like a clearinghouse scam. And the way the scam works is they mail you a check and then they tell you to mail them back the taxes or to wire them back the taxes. So anytime you get a notification in the mail and it says you won the lottery, the first question you should ask yourself is, did I even play the lottery? If you didn't play the lottery, then you can't win the lottery. So many people want to win so bad that they forget about the fact that they never even played, and then they quickly go down to the bank and they wire money to a foreign account, or they get a cashier's check and they ship it off and they say, hey, I have to pay the taxes. They deposit this $1 million or $500,000 check into their account, or sometimes it's even $10,000 checks into their account, and then a few days later, that check comes back fraud. So point number 1, if you didn't play the lottery, you can't win the lottery. Something else that's very, very important to be mindful of is at checkout. So when you're checking out at the grocery store, wherever you are, you're checking out, most people use their debit card. I use my debit card more than cash because I like the security of the debit card. And the security is, if I were to lose my card, I call the bank, they give me a new card. If you lose cash, you're kind of stuck. So most Americans use plastic, they use their debit card. One thing that I've observed, just in a grocery store, is I've observed people very quickly enter their PIN. So they're either swiping their card or they're inserting their card, and they just openly enter their PIN. They never even look behind them. So if you really, really think about it, you just swiped your card. Now someone's standing right behind you and watching your PIN, and now they have your PIN. So it's very, very important to make sure that you're shielding your PIN. So when you are entering your PIN into the device, you should shield the PIN pad with your hand. So you can simply use your hand. I actually carry my wallet. So when I make a purchase and I'm using my debit card, I insert it, and then I enter my PIN with my wallet on top of my fingers, just in case someone's looking behind me, or just in case somebody's trying to zoom in from the cameras above me. So that's another thing. Something else we want to really be mindful of is when you go out to restaurants, I would always suggest that you make a payment where you can see it. If you have a choice to take your stub up to the front and make your payment, or give your debit or credit card to someone for them to walk away, choose to go up to that person and watch them swipe your card. If at any time you see someone going underneath the register and swiping your card, or you see somebody motioning that they're writing something, chances are they recorded your card number. So again, these are just a few ideas to protect yourself as well as your family. Something else that we do so freely and so quickly is when we apply for something, whether we're applying for employment, whether we're applying for merchandise. Typically on most applications, even when you go to the doctor's office, On most applications, it will request your social security number. 50% of those applications that request your social security number, your social security number is not required. There are other ways for people to look you up without providing your entire social security number. So if you have an option, you can always do XXX-XX 12345, or whatever your last four digits of your 1234, whatever your last four digits of your social security number is. So if you have a choice, always side to not giving out your social security number. There are times when it's required, like when you start a job, that's required. It's not always required to list it on an application. It may say it, it may read it, it may request it, but it may not be required until you actually have a job offer. Then you may need to provide it. So that's another thing. And we are on number 4. Most of us go online. We have Amazon accounts, we have Apple accounts, we have eBay accounts. I would strongly encourage you to have an online banking account. The way an online banking account works is you have one account just sitting there set aside for you to use your debit card. There's maybe $3 in your account. You go online, you see something you really like, hey, that purchase is $25. You simply transfer the money from your savings into your online account, $26. You use your debit card. If for any reason someone gets a hold of that card and they try to take $100, chances are the card will be declined. So really give it some thought, an online account. Also, periodically change your card number, especially if you go out of town. Change it. Most banks don't charge for new debit cards. For the banks that do not charge for new debit cards, I would strongly encourage you to change it every few months. Change your debit card, just in case someone has a hold of that card. We don't want to make it easy. My techniques and my ideas are not 100%, but I can say that they will make it a little bit more difficult for the fraudster to get your information. And last but not least, I know we receive tons and tons of letters in the mail. I receive so much mail, whether it is offers or coupons or magazines or junk mail. I receive so much of it all the time. I have piles and piles and piles and piles of offers that I don't want, magazines that I don't need, papers that I'm not interested in, and they just keep piling and piling and piling up. So what I strongly encourage each and every one of you guys to do is to get a shredder. Get a shredder. Because it's so easy to do the basic thing. You tear it up in one piece, you tear it up in two pieces, you put it in a pile, and then a lot of times if you have someone who has all day and they want to go through your trash, because people do that, they will take these little pieces out and they will put the little pieces together. And before you know it, they have your information, they have your name, they have your address, and then they just start fishing. They start looking for little pieces of mail. Oh, I have the email address. Another little piece, and he sees maybe a bank logo. I wonder if this person banks at this particular bank. And before you know it, they piece all of your information together, and then you find out that you live in Oklahoma and you have an account in New York. So just be very mindful of every little thing that you're doing, every big thing you're doing. Most of us have children that are growing up. They're getting their first driver's license, their first bank account, their first debit card, their first checks. Make sure that we keep our children informed. Make sure that they know that they should be shielding their PIN. You can't win a lottery unless you play. And just be mindful of your activities online. So don't forget to tune in next week. I am going to share my awesome shredder that I just purchased on Amazon. This is supposed to be one of the top of the line shredders, and it's supposed to actually shred into tiny little pieces. So not the regular shredder, and it kind of shreds like pasta. That's like the old school shredder where you put a piece of paper in and it goes zzz, and it kind of looks like little pieces of pasta. This shredder is supposed to shred in tiny pieces. So I look forward to sharing that with you. I'm going to do an unboxing video, so tune in next week. Also, don't forget to subscribe. If you like what you see, subscribe. If you have an idea, leave a comment. Share the videos. And most importantly, know that you are welcomed and you are accepted just the way you are here on the Wendy Inspire channel and in our Happy Being Me village. So see you next time on the Wendy Inspire channel.